Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but deep down something still feels broken? Like you wake up, hit the gym, post that serious-looking selfie, maybe even read a book nobody really gets. But the moment you're alone, the emptiness screams? Ever stop to wonder if maybe you're being controlled, not by someone but by something invisible, silent, and dangerously seductive? Relax, this isn't some conspiracy theory. It's something far more dangerous. Your own desire. And hey, if this is already hitting a nerve, take a second and hit that subscribe button, because here we go deep. No fluff, no empty phrases, and definitely no sugarcoating self-deception. Let's cut to the chase. What I'm about to tell you might sound crazy at first, but keep an open mind, because if you get this, you'll stop living for the next like, the next message, the next chance to feel wanted, and start building something way more powerful. Let's begin. Picture a man, maybe someone like you, smart, capable, ambitious, but he spends hours scrolling through feeds, tapping on pictures he won't remember tomorrow. It's like an impulse, almost automatic, like something bigger is pulling the strings. It's not laziness, it's not weakness, it's programming. And this, my friend, isn't just your problem. It's a cultural epidemic. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." In other words, whatever you don't understand about yourself ends up running your life without you realizing it. And sexual desire, or more specifically the obsession with being sexually validated, is one of the strongest forces coming from that unconscious. It's a golden leash. It shines. It seduces. It looks like freedom, but it pulls you around without you even noticing. Now here's the real point. Desire isn't the enemy. Desire is human. It's vital. The problem is when it takes the wheel, when it chooses what you wear, what you post, where you go, what you say, and worst of all, who you try to become. A desexualized mind in this context isn't one that denies desire. It's a mind that acknowledges it, but doesn't bow to it. And that's where the first major shift begins, the mirror moment. Look around. Most of the men you know, maybe even you, were emotionally raised by algorithms. Since teenage years, taught that being a man means chasing bodies, that your worth depends on the attention you get, that your confidence is built on being desired. The result? A generation of men feeling empty, even with dozens of matches, DMs, and constant validation, because they never learned to consciously desire, only to react. And here comes the idea you probably never heard, but it just might change everything. Uncontrolled desire isn't freedom, it's sophisticated slavery, because no one needs to lock you up. If you're already chasing your own chains, as long as you're always reaching for the next hit, they've got you. You know the sneakiest side effect of all this, you lose the ability to focus. Think about it. Every unmanaged impulse becomes a distraction. And in today's world, those who get distracted lose. While you're chasing likes, someone else, in silence, is building something with the energy you threw away for a fire emoji. Why is this so powerful? Because once you learn how to hold that fire inside, redirect it, you stop being a boy trying to impress, and you become a man who builds, a man who doesn't beg, a man who chooses. And that takes us to the second act, transmutation. Now let me be real with you, this isn't easy. There's no magic pill, it's an internal war. And it starts the moment you stop reacting. Every suppressed desire explodes, every ignored desire rots, but a desire that's observed, understood, can be redirected. Jung talked about this, not in these exact words, but the idea is the same. Instinct can be sublimated. That same energy that once had you chasing bodies can fuel your creation, your purpose, your legacy. It's like turning gasoline into an engine, instead of just letting it leak. Think about it. What if the energy you waste trying to be accepted was fully poured into becoming indispensable, not just at work, but in your emotional strength, your clarity, your self-control? You know what you'd become? Unpredictable. And that's gold. Because in a world where everyone's playing the same game, trying to be seen, praised, desired, the man who stops playing thus shakes the system. People don't know whether to admire him or fear him, usually. They do both. And that to me is one of the clearest signs of true power. You don't have to convince anyone. Your presence does all the talking. But here's where the game gets hard, because once you stop swimming with the current, the world pushes back. Friends will say you've changed. Some will call you cold. Others will say you're arrogant. But deep down, what really bothers them is the mirror you've become. They see in you who they could be. If they had the courage to break the cycle too. That part, I won't lie, is tough because freedom has a price, temporary loneliness. But listen closely. Loneliness is not isolation. It's the space between who the world expects you to be and who you really are. And in that space, the desexualized mind becomes a secret weapon. It doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you don't crawl for pleasure. You choose what's worth it. And now we arrive at the third and final act, autonomy. You know what emotional autonomy looks like. It's a man who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel alive. He might be desired, but he's not defined by it. He can love, but never lose himself in it. He might lose things, but never loses himself. That man is rare. And because he's rare, he's powerful. You know why? Because he sees the game, and once you see the game, you can decide whether to play it or build a new one. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go live like a monk in the mountains. What I'm saying is take back control of your attention, your energy, your time, because as long as you're a slave to your impulses, you'll keep being manipulated by those who understand them better than you. And the truth is, there are people getting rich every day off your unchecked desire. Social media, ads, porn, shallow entertainment, they're designed for this, to keep you excited, but distracted, motivated, but directionless, full of want, but empty of power. Sounds like a brilliant trap, doesn't it? So here's my invitation. Do something different. Starting now, take a breath. Look around. Then, look within. Ask yourself, calmly and brutally honestly, who's in control of my life? If the answer is me, good, keep going. You're already on the rare path, but if the answer is I don't know, then now you know exactly where to start. So tell me, do you control your desire, or does it control you? Drop a comment below. I genuinely want to know what you think, because maybe, just maybe, saying it out loud is your first step to freedom. See you in the next video, or not. That, as always, is entirely up to you.